Welcome to the Wildly Free Podcast. I'm your host, Hannah Plord, business mentor, 3-times founder, and marketing nerd. On this podcast, you'll learn how to break free from the traditional job world and pave your own path so that you can go all in on life. Grab your favorite warm drink and pull up a chair as we talk all things marketing, growth, strategy, and the real and raw sides of entrepreneurship. Hello, everybody. You don't need to show up more. You need to show up with more. Let's get into it. Some of you are out there posting every single day, maybe even multiple times a day, and that feels easy to you. You're like, okay, I can do this. But you aren't seeing the results you expected to. You wake up every morning and instantly check your phone for new clients, but there's nothing. You post, and then for the next hour, you obsessively check to see how your stats are stacking up. Like, give me a yes in the comments if this is you. This is exactly what you're experiencing. And you're getting sucked into comparison. You are looking for external validation. You're going to other people's accounts, and it never makes you feel better. You're just confused and defeated because it seems like you are doing the exact same thing as your competitors, but she's selling out her group programs and you are not. The way you show up is important. I can give 2 clients the exact same messaging, the exact same prompts, the same content strategy, but the one who is anchored in herself, in her program, in her methodologies, and is unafraid to show up with this energy is always going to succeed. She's always going to succeed more when she is anchored in herself. This confidence doesn't come from being loud. It doesn't come from wearing a certain outfit. It doesn't come from using certain brand colors or fonts. And trust me, this was a hard lesson for me to learn. I remember filming reels where I'm dancing in my kitchen and thinking, this is what I have to do to have my account blow up. This is what I have to do to scale my business because that's what everyone else is doing. And feeling like an imposter because that's just not me. You'll find me in the forest. You'll find me by a river with my toes in the water. You'll find me on mountaintops. You'll find me wearing like ratty old t-shirts with my tevas on a mountain just chilling. But you're not going to find me dancing around unless it's like I'm celebrating, right? So I was doing things. I was putting myself into certain situations that was not me. And I was doing this because I was trying to embody that confidence that I was seeing other people exhibit. And that's because dancing works for them. It does not work for me. The confidence that you are, that thing, that essence that you're trying to mimic, trying to copy, is not something you can study by looking at your competitors' profiles and copy. It's not developed, or it is developed from within. It's developed from here. It's you. It's this ability to be rooted in what you've created, knowing without a doubt why you are the one to guide your community. How many incredible offers have you trashed because no one has bought? How many incredible offers have you trashed because no one has bought? How many times have you flip-flopped in your strategy because it wasn't working, quote unquote, wasn't working? I really want you to take a hard look at your past, look at yourself, and ask yourself these questions. How many times have you trashed an offer because no one was buying it? How many times have you flip-flopped back and forth with your strategy because it wasn't working? How many times have you gone against yourself because it didn't seem like things were working? Instead of just staying true to the path that you were on and doubling down on your confidence that you know what you're doing, you know what works. When you have an offer that is fully your way, your methods, it doesn't matter what Sally Sue is doing. Hey, Christina. There is no block of what if it doesn't work because you know it does work. You have proof. And that proof might start off super small. It might start off as a positive comment left on your content saying how genius this is. Like, how many people have had people leave comments on their content saying, this is so good, this is excellent, this is so great. I've gotten DMs way back when, does anyone remember Clubhouse? When it was like the live podcasting forum that was really big in like 2022. I don't know. I would go on there and I would do podcasts because audio really lights me up. And I'd have people saying like, this is so incredible. I can't wait to invest in your programs. But they weren't actually investing in my programs at the moment. They were just saying, this is on my vision board. But they were telling me how incredible the Clubhouse room, whatever those were called, was for them, how impactful those were. And I was just like, cool, yeah, thanks for the feedback. But I wasn't actually using that as proof that my methods worked. So that proof might start off super small. Hey, Caroline, welcome. You probably have tons of proof that your methods work. You just aren't looking at them because they don't look like Sally, who has helped clients make 10K in 2 days. Right? Like, how many times have you looked at someone else's social proof, someone else's testimonials, and be like, wow, those testimonials are way, way better than my testimonials. How am I supposed to share this testimonial that doesn't even say once, that they've like doubled their income or something, or if you're a fitness coach, they've lost weight, maybe it's talking about their mindset, how it shifted. Maybe it's talking about something else that you did that you helped them with. But if it doesn't have that like stand out testimonial, you're like, okay, I can't share that, right? Because you're comparing your wins to somebody else. But it doesn't matter what the win is. It matters how you show up, right? So we're not posting more, we're showing up with more. So if you show up with more conviction, with more confidence in yourself, in the transformations you can get people, your audience is going to recognize that. You're going to feel different. You're going to show up differently. You're going to say different things in your content. When you are fully convicted in your offer and how you help your clients, you start to show up 10 times more potent in your content. You stop following the reel and 25-second prompts and you start telling stories. Hey, welcome. You stop shying away from talking about your offers and start selling it everywhere, right? Because there's no longer this, oh, like, what if it doesn't work? What if someone joins and then I am a fraud because they didn't get the results? No, you know exactly what transformations people can get out of your offers. You know exactly who your offers are for. So you start calling out your dream clients in a very specific way because you know exactly what they are trying to do and what they need to do instead to see progress. It's no longer about how you can churn out as much content as possible. It's about how you can connect with your community so that they move. Move to follow you, move into your free community, move to buy your offers. This is something you can accomplish through your content alone. And for a very, very long time for me, I used to think that I had to make the first move, right? Like, most of my clients came from networking. Most of my clients came from finding them on Instagram, leaving a couple of comments on their posts, maybe liking their story, maybe sending them a DM and hoping that the conversation would turn to sales. Like, I would be fingers crossed, like, hey, what's going on in your business? What's your biggest obstacle right now? And the whole time I'd be like, I hope this turns into a sales conversation. How many of you are in that situation right now? When I started using storytelling, I no longer had to make the first move. My content was like me extending my hand like, hello, this is who I am. This is what you're currently experiencing. And here's how I can lead you from point A to point B. So this is something you can accomplish. You can start signing clients through your content alone. No more awkward DM conversations that you hope turns into a sales conversation. I want to talk to you about my client, Andrea. My client, Andrea, came to me with 0 applicants from her Facebook ads program to 20 applications, 20, which, by the way, was like $62,000 worth of leads in a month because she owned her way. Caroline says, I'm still trying to figure out how to apply this method for posting and selling my art. It makes so much sense when it comes to programs, etc. Oh yeah, for sure. So this is something you can do with product-based businesses, with service-based businesses, it doesn't matter if you're a virtual assistant or if you are a coach, for example. Like, I want you to think, here's an example. So if you look at, I don't know why, tell me if anyone else is experiencing this, but on TikTok recently, I've been getting a lot of like no view videos. And I think it's like I'm the tested target audience, I guess. But I will get people who say like, usually it's just the screen or like this phone, like recording the art, recording new earrings that they're launching, or recording like the new art piece that they just finished. And it'll just say like, just finished this piece of art, or just added this to my just added this to my shop, to my storefront. And as me as a scroller, I'm like, no, I'm not interested in this because I don't know what's in it for me. I'm sitting there like, cool, but like, how will this improve my life? Cool, why do I need this in my household? Cool, why? Like, it's a little bit different, right? Because you're not solving a problem, but you're still looking at it as if there's a story. You're adding, your artwork is going to make your buyer have an improved sense of life. And I want you to think about that in terms of like designer clothing. You don't need to buy designer clothes. Like, you can easily go to Walmart and buy like something that's $5 and it will get the job done. But people are buying Gucci, people are buying Prada because they are buying the brand. They are buying the piece of art. I was watching Selling Sunset the other day. It's like the one trashy reality TV show that I actually watch from time to time. And this, one of the, I forget what they're called, one of the brokers, like the main CEOs of the company, this is like a real estate show if you aren't familiar with it, but he is like, I've just celebrated selling this bajillion dollar mansion, and I am going to celebrate by buying a new car. And he goes to this Ferrari shop. And the car he buys was like, I don't even know. It was like $250,000 for a car. And he looked at one that was, I'm not kidding, $750,000. No one needs that. No one needs that in their house, but they buy it because it's artwork. They buy it for status. They buy it for the appearance it's going to make them, right? So if you're trying to sell your art, we're not just presenting it like, here it is. You're going to show them how this is going to impact their lives. It's the same exact thing. You're not necessarily solving the problem unless we think about the problem being like their status, how they feel about themselves. When they walk into their space and they see this beautiful piece of art and it reminds them about how this was the first piece of art like they ever purchased for themselves. That wasn't just like a stock image that they found at Marshall's or whatever. They didn't find at a convenience store, not a convenience store, but like a box store. This is something that they bought from an artist and they felt good about it because they're supporting an artist that they've been following for a while. And now every single time they look at it in their space, they're like, oh yeah, this is Carolyn's art, right? Carolyn said, yes, that's true. I probably have to show up with more confidence because the potency of my art is in their spaces. Yes, this is exactly what this entire live stream is all about, is the confidence. It's not posting more, it's showing up with more conviction about you are the one. And this is exactly, I know you came in late, so I encourage you to go back and rewatch the beginning of this because it is good. Like, people are going to want to watch this over and over and over again for the reminder and wake up and be like, yes, I am that girl. So back to my client, Andrea, she went from 0 applicants for her program to 20 applications in a month because she owned her way, right? Tying this into your product-based business, it's not that you're creating art, like millions of people have done this, but it's the fact that you're doing it your way. She didn't wait to invest in mentorship. She jumped in because she knew that the simply posting content wasn't cutting it for her, and that the business of her dreams that makes $200,000 a year isn't possible if she's spending hours making the first move every single time she wants to sign a new client. As a result, or she got in the room, right? Like, she got herself in the room. It wasn't comfortable. It didn't make sense. She was like in my inbox saying like, I don't know if I should do this. Like, maybe I should wait for another client to sign on first, so I'm in a more stable financial situation. But she was like, you know what? No, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to jump in. She opened up about her limiting beliefs, about her lack of confidence. And she got real with herself. Like, she wasn't holding herself, she wasn't like glossing over the excuses she was making. She wasn't just like comparing herself to other people. She just got real with herself, and she said, you know what, that I am not showing up as much as I could be showing up. And as a result, her inbox was flooded with applicants for her one-on-one offer. She was turning people away. Like, imagine if your art was sold out and you like couldn't keep up with the demand, and that meant you could increase your prices. That is what I do in my world. You make moves and you blow up. You don't wait like everyone else for the right time to see if that you can figure it out on your own, which, by the way, will only bog you down more with doubt. You move. And that is why everyone in my world is getting insane results. This program, Main Character Messaging, like truly blows my mind, because every single time I go through it with a new person, we go deeper, we find new things that really pull you out of why you are the person. Thanks for the likes. Why you are the person to get results. Carolyn says, would you recommend to target the uniqueness of the artwork and the person in the messaging? Yeah, I would. There's a very specific person who's going to buy your art. I'm going to guess that like not every single person in the world is the right customer for your art. So you have to figure out who is that person that's going to want to buy your art. And then what are some things, some beliefs, some stories, some experiences that they have that's going to really draw them in. And once you can start drawing them in with those stories, with the experiences, and like really talking to them, you're going to grow one for one. You're going to get more engagement on your art. You're going to get more visible. You're going to get more people interested clicking on the link to peruse your artwork. And you're going to sell more of your art. If you're just trying to, like, one main thing that I see, the problem with a lot of people who are just doing do a reveal of the art, like, here's my artwork, is, again, there's what's in it for me. What's in it for me as the viewer? So instead, when you kind of tell a story with your artwork, maybe it's like filming the process of your artwork. Maybe it's, you do a big reveal. There's lots of people who do big reveals on TikTok every single day with their artwork, and everyone's like, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be this time? But usually there's this allure of like, what's the next thing? Ooh, there's mystery. Ooh, there's excitement. There's like skin in the game for the viewer. So Carolyn, what I would challenge you to do is I would figure out what that thing is that's going to entice them. Is it the story? Is it the artwork itself, your process? Is it, like a lot of people who do the reveals say like, this artwork took me 100,000 minutes to create or something, there's like, and everyone's like, what could it be? Oh, I really want to know. So find your unique selling proposition. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter if you're selling products or if you're selling a program. The USP, the unique selling proposition, is what's in it for your viewers, what's in it for your buyers. So this is something that we do inside Main Character Messaging, and the people inside that program are just getting insane results. This isn't your ordinary content program where you get a few trainings that teach you what everyone else is regurgitating online and some content prompts, and then you're shoved out the door to figure it out on your own. You get hands-on attention. We will literally work together to build your confidence around your art, around your programs, around your offers. And I'm literally right there by your side as you create content. We study the analytics together and we make adjustments together so that you get the best results. This is where you'll master storytelling, sales, and content. Thank you so much, Hannah. I so appreciated your advice. Yeah, of course. Anytime, my DMs are open. I'm so glad you could be here with us, Carolyn. This is where you master storytelling and sales content. Main Character Messaging is literally the most impressive offer I've ever created, and I'm obsessed with it, and I want you to be obsessed with it too. So if you're ready to master storytelling, if you're ready to master sales and content in a way that feels effortless, it feels like it flows because you're not just doing the cookie cutter launch sequence that you see everyone else doing. You're actually standing out online because you're doing things a little bit differently. You're selling with every single post that you create. You're creating stories. You're showing up with more. Then send me a DM ASAP about joining Main Character Messaging, and let's freaking go. Because me and my clients are going places, and you're coming with us. So thank you all for watching. I will see you all soon.